You're late.
Don't just live life, maxify it.
Right then, let's move on to the final fifth ODI. 3-1 India's lost the series, one game to play. Let's look ahead to that. First thoughts from you, Yash. What's the areas are there any areas, first of all, for South Africa to work on? Because it seemed that this was almost a perfect game for them. The bowling kind of was expensive, but the batters chased it down. And as Boria mentioned, almost through the chase, they looked in control. So any particular areas where you see South Africa need to tighten their screws?
I think so. Their bowling, their batting has looked pretty comfortable in 3 out of the 4 matches that they have played. Their bowling hasn't looked exceptional. You don't expect a Shabnim Ismail, the way she has bowled in the entire 4 matches. You don't expect that of her. You expect pretty good performances out of her. Even Marizanne Kaap was not great, particularly today. She's been good throughout, but she wasn't good today. Yes, so their bowling is a bit of concern. Because when basically someone scores 270 of your bowling, that bowling is not good. So their bowling, I think so, is a cause of concern, and I think so they will need to improve on their bowling. Their batting has looked pretty satisfying, but again, when you have a Suneli is back, you have the players who've been left out of this 2 innings. When they come back, how does your batting look? So is it going to be that Suneli comes back at a position of number 3, Goodall gets 4, Dupree gets 5? Is that going to be the case? Or because you have now a settled batting at Goodall at 3 and Dupree at 4, do you put Suneli at 5? Something like that. So that will need to work out. But especially their bowling is something that will need a lot of effort. They'll need to analyze where they are doing wrong, and they need to come back on their bowling side.
Yeah, and Boria, we've talked at length about what went wrong for India, and those are some of the areas they need to work for Raman and co. But what are the changes you foresee in this Indian setup? Because surely the same 11 might not come out to field on Wednesday.
See, first things first. I mean, the question implies that it's a dead rubber. There is nothing called dead rubber in international cricket. When you have a point system going, when you have every match important, when you have a comeback series going on, when you need to get ready for an international contest some months down the line, there is nothing called dead rubber when you are wearing the India jersey. Okay, so put your best 11 on the park. Having said that, what is your best 11? Do you actually know? That is the biggest question that is confronting this Indian side at the moment. We don't know. From the evidence at hand, we have not put our best 11. Do we get, for example, Jhulan Goswami, if she's fit, obviously makes a comeback. Do you drop Radha Yadav after one game? Do you drop Poonam Yadav now? Do you sort of get someone in? So important questions, very important questions confronting the Indian side. W.V. Raman is a very good thinker of the game, so is Mithali Raj. One would expect them to get into a huddle and give us some solutions. Be more assertive in the selection committee. The buck will stop with the coach and captain. And frankly, let's put it this way. However much South Africa might win, if you actually get the Indian side full strength, they're a very good ODI unit. And you would want them to show that as soon as possible, maybe from the next game itself. So there is plenty to look forward for India and get it back as soon as possible. I will still say this Indian side will go into World Cup 22 because by then everything will get okay. They will know World Cup 22 as one of the favorites. However much you think, South Africa beat us 3-1. Doesn't matter. One series, one aberration, doesn't matter. They are a good enough team in the biggish wickets of Australia, New Zealand to put pressure. We've seen our spinners do well. So I have every reason to believe India will come back.
Boria, one question I would like to ask. Smriti Mandana injured her shoulder, was out. Jimmy Rodrigues fielded the entire innings. For example, Smriti gets ruled out of the next game. Who do you see opening with Priya Punia?
Jimmy. Jimmy. But having said that, when Smriti Mandana stood up and then she was doing this to the shoulder with the physio, I didn't see the injury as serious. I mean, maybe one game, yes. But it did not sort of really seem serious to me that she couldn't stand up, couldn't walk. Even when she was walking, she was moving the shoulder and the arm. Absolutely. So she was okay. So again, I mean, she has been inconsistent in terms of giving us one match-winning knock and then promising to deliver without converting. Very Smriti Mandana. So you would want her to become far more consistent, like what Lizelle Lee has been this series, right? So you would want every possible opportunity to be used as game time. So unfortunately, if she goes out, then obviously Jamie Rodriguez comes in, because in the long term, if you actually think, close your eyes and think, will India need her in World Cup 22? The answer is yes. So you've got to get her back. And the moment this series is done and the T20s over, any number of domestic games these girls can play, get them there. Get them to play. They need more and more game time. So I'm delighted. I mean, I keep following domestic cricket. I'm delighted that domestic cricket has started, because this roundup, the fact that they're now going to play, you will know who, why. Because, I mean, if somebody said to you, Monica Patel, you are also, I mean, the selectors, we've been critical of them. They were also shooting in the dark. There's nothing in front of them to have picked a team except performances of a year back. So now, after domestic cricket, international cricket, they will also know who, when, why. So they will also have a clear opportunity to go about their business in a far better manner.